目にまで見たような世界で争いもなく平和に暮らしたい
If Bleach has a criticism, or complaint rather, it's the reoccurring joke in the community that it doesn't have any plot compared to its two shonen counterparts, Naruto and One Piece.
The story of Bleach, on the other hand, is not quite as tidy or well integrated. Ichigo also wants to protect his friends, but beyond that he has no larger goal.
What does he want? Once the supernatural entities stop interfering with his life, what will he do? I never got the feeling he enjoys the supernatural battles, nor does he disdain them, so what is it? What are his goals? What are his dreams? Who is he? The fact that I've read hundreds of chapters of Bleach and cannot answer these questions poses a major issue with the series as a whole.
So let's look what a plot actually means. Plot is a literary term used to describe the events that make up a storyline or the main part of a story. These events relate to each other in a pattern or a sequence. The structure of a novel depends on the organization of the events in the plot of the story. Since as the plot runs up to the goal of the story, it's understandable that people would question where Bleach's big events are supposed to lead. So let's talk about that. I asked a few simple questions on Twitter asking what the plot of Naruto was. The response? Naruto wanted to become Hokage. Why? Because he wanted recognition and acceptance within his village, his big, large family. A title that turned into wanting to be accepted to protecting his friends and family. Sound familiar? Okay, so what about One Piece? What is the plot? A lot of response for Luffy was wanting to become the Pirate King, a life he chose because it had the most freedom and adventure. Now, contrary to what you may believe, I'm not bashing these series, in fact I really like how they turn out. But I gotta ask this question, what if we took the title away from these series? Let's remove the Hokage from Naruto and you have a plotline of Naruto fighting enemies and getting stronger to be accepted and to protect his village. Let's remove Pirate King from One Piece. You have a pirate that wants freedom and adventure. It doesn't sound too appealing, does it? Without the title, it seems like you're removing the end goal. It's unpredictable to know how long a story will take to end, but realistically, Naruto and Bleach have similar surface plots. Two protagonists that want to protect those around them. I say surface because there's a lot more context. Now let's add this. Ichigo wants to become Soul King to protect his friends. Suddenly the argument of goal or plot is non-existent. I think perceiving what's relevant in a plot is hard in Bleach's case because you don't know what the story is working for, thus complicated to a degree to follow its progression. So the question is, what is Bleach's plot? On the surface, Ichigo simply states that he wants to protect his friends, especially after his traumatic experience with his mother's death. He gets the power to save his family, and after this, his moral duty is to save the one that helped him save his family in the first place. This is why the Soul Society makes sense. We, as the audience, knew what the end goal was, and it was relatable to follow and it was self-explanatory. This is where we get into the thick of it, where we do the reactionary effect of Ichigo's fighting, essentially with Aizen's plans. Why does he fight? Why does he go this far? Is this any of his business? There's a whole society that fixes issues like this. Why must Ichigo always put himself out there? His goal, so to say, is done. He has the power to protect and he's completed his moral standpoint of saving Rukia. You see, Kenpachi and Hollow Ichigo said it best. The captains even explained this during the fake Karakura Town War arc. Ichigo's instinct to fight. It was always about his mom's death and preventing that from ever happening again, but also subconsciously understanding the reason behind why it happened, and the instinct to find out why it happened, hence why the face of determination on his face when Isshin told him the whole story, leading into the plot eventing itself into Ichigo wanting to destroy the thing that took something precious from him. So from a journey on Naruto on how he became the underdog to the highest position, to Luffy traveling the vast sea to achieve absolute freedom, to then Ichigo's forwarding plot into putting the pieces of the puzzle to why his mother died and his decision to strive for redemption. That is the plot of Bleach, the goal of Ichigo, so to say. Slapping a title does not indicate anything but an ending event, realistically essentially spoiling you on how the story will end, while Bleach's story is more focused on the journey rather than the end goal, or the end title. We'll get onto the title of the Soul King later on in another video, but we can see why Kubo never gave Ichigo that title, because it's not actually a title that anyone really wants. But I don't want to get into too much of it because I want to save this for my Ichigo character development video. So please drop me your thoughts in the comment section down below and tell me if you agree or disagree with these statements. But I am going to leave it off with that. I am going to catch you motherfuckers later. You guys, of course, have this fine day being Hansen. And as always, people, peace out.